And if you Google me and search me, you'll find a few things out about me. One, you'll see that I am a LinkedIn influencer, and that's LinkedIn's definition because I'm 30K plus on connections. But more than that, I was looking at my LinkedIn this morning and I had 7,000 plus engagements in the last 7 days. You know how they send those to you. I did a post about my TEDx watch party just this week, and I think I have about 3,000 engagements. And what that means is someone looked at my post on LinkedIn and they took the time to at least like it, right, or comment it, and it's pretty great. And what I'm saying now, I'm not trying to say I'm so great. I'm going to tell you that how I got here is due to a lot of work and many years, right? So, but when you get engagement on LinkedIn, I think it's especially important because it's professionals. It's all those people most of us are on this call for that are our clients, right? It's where our demographic lives on LinkedIn. And we all know how busy we are, and we know how many LinkedIn, hopefully we're all on LinkedIn and very active with it. We all know how many posts we see that we just swipe by. So when something catches our eye, that's a big deal. I'm saying this, and I want to tell you a little more about myself because I have been in the business coming up on 10 years this September of book promotion and book publishing. So we started this publishing house. It's a traditional, and so we have the rights of a traditional publisher, but I started it as a business partner with the gal that had a dream of being a book publisher. She dropped out within about 10 months of being my partner because she didn't realize what being an entrepreneur and what being as a founder of a company took. And I think most of us are business owners, and we know that it's a 24-hour, sometimes thankless, cash flow, up and down type of dirt road is actually what we call it. The road of an entrepreneur is a dirt road, sometimes hard to navigate through. But I say this because from day one, from my perspective, coming into the publishing business, we knew that once a author sells their book to their friends and family and their network, no one's buying their book after that unless someone's promoting it. So hand in hand, we have built Now Global Media, CEO Book Publishing as a division of that. We have built that on that model. So with that, what promotion means is profile build. Will you buy my book because of who I am, because of what you see on my LinkedIn, because of what you see on my live streams, because of what you see on my podcast, because of what you see as a new TEDx speaker. My first TEDx was, I did my TEDx in Charlotte in March of this year. My watch party is next Friday. Yes, the answer is that, yes. People buy, right, from people they know and trust. So people will buy books for those same reasons. So what I've learned and what I'm celebrating now in these 10 years now, we've published 90 some titles. I've had 200 some clients. What I'm celebrating now is understanding the digital marketing landscape that we live in and understanding the influence that has, and understanding that it's the most important part of who you are is to publish your own authentic content. And so I appreciate very much working with Minesh, and I appreciate that we got to know each other last year, and we helped become a sponsor of TEDx Lake Mary, which was a fabulously done event. But what I love about what they do is it's exactly the same. We help you get your story out, get your message out, help gain clientele, and help attract those exact right people that you want to help and you want to work with. So as part of that, and I don't want to bore anybody, but as part of that, what we've also become good at is we become very good at anthologies. And you might know of them in the market. They're very trending now for about the last 3 years. There's a lot of coaches that put people in their collaboration books. And there's just a lot of people that maybe have only published their own book that say they can do a collab book or anthology book. And it's true, there's a lot of them out there. We started one in 2020 and we've done one a year. And last year we didn't do one, so we're doing two this year. And what that looks like for us is we have a book that's coming out, and it will debut in Barnes and Noble in an author book signing event. And I forgot to mention that I'm a published author of my seventh book, and my seventh book is called Tell Them of My Greatness. Tell Them of My Greatness, and it is my first religious genre popular press book. And I'm on a national Barnes and Noble book author tour. I go to Dallas. I heard someone talk about Texas on August 15th. I was in Minnesota, I was in Arizona, and I was in Utah. And that's a pretty cool win for an author, as you might be aware. But back to the collab books. I was talking to Minesh, and I was saying that we're publishing and releasing our book called 20 Voices, and it's voices of influencers and leaders. This will be our seventh collaboration book project. We connect all of our authors, and we will release that this year. Right now, it's looking like we're going to release it in the West Shore Barnes & Noble, which is a beautiful new Barnes & Noble store out in Tampa area. But what that book does is it is a brand book, a brand chapter, a brand page, a way for you to get in front of people in many ways through our strong network that we've built. So other than that, I'm a woman of God, and I'm a mom of two daughters, which make me sad because they're not with me anymore. They're in universities. I'm an empty nester. They're still on the planet. And I'm a tennis player and a pickleball player. And I'm just trying to get up with a lot of coffee every day and keep moving forward for my goals.
Well, Lisa, thank you so much. We really appreciate you. And I know you're going through a lot of struggles and challenges as well. So let's take a couple of questions from the audience as well. I'll start with myself as well. So I know before I forget, we have a very special project that you're working on, and you only have maybe one spot left, possibly.
So I'm
Okay.
building the book called 20 Voices, and I have 16 voices. I need 4 more.
Okay,
I can't
good.
retitle the book.
Okay, very good. So can you tell us a little bit more about the project, and if people want to participate in it, what do they need to do?
Yeah, no, thank you. So really, we take you through our standard book publishing process, but basically, and I've reduced the rate considerably because again, we are releasing this book in November. Basically, what you do is if you say yes, we send you an intake form. You upload that to our communication platform that's called Basecamp. So instantly, you're connected with all the other authors, and that's our only communication tools. No emails, no texts, none of that. So it's very streamlined. And your editor, Christine Grail, is a fabulous content developmental editor. We'll schedule her one-on-one Zoom with you. She'll say, okay, tell us some rock star leadership, business, brand ideas that you've lived through. She'll help you prepare the content, your idea. You go back, write your chapter, and then we put you through our 3 levels of editing. We get your headshot. We're doing something really unique as far as having a QR that people can really dig in to know who you are. It's a business brand book, true and true. We will do live virtual. We do live virtual events to talk about the pre-launch buzz. And really just all of it. Like this is our 7th book. We've gotten very good at them, and people want a bite-sized nugget to tell them something new or refresh them about some rock star idea in business that maybe they forgot. So they're very rewarding, and many of our co-authors have become lifelong friends. They share clients, they refer clients from our very first book. There's many co-authors that only met because they were part of our first book that was 25. It was the top 25 change makers. So very.
Sorry. So really amazing. And so thank you. I appreciate that, Lisa. And uh, anybody who is interested, obviously, in the book project, there are only 4 spots left, and she's going to be releasing it shortly. So put your name in the chat, put your contact information in the chat, and Lisa should be pretty easy to find, knowing that she has over 30,000 connections. So please do that. Is there anybody who has a question regarding her book project about 20 bold voices, that there are only 4 spots left? Anybody has any question for Lisa? Oh yeah, John has a question. Go ahead.
Yeah, Lisa, thank you so much. You're doing amazing work. Really appreciate hearing from you, and thank you for sharing it. My question to you is, in these days of trends and changing times, are you really stepping into your faith as far as being God-driven, being the fundamental of who we are as businesses, of who we are as people. And can you tell us a little bit more about how we can really step into our faith-based businesses in that regard?
I love that you asked me that question, and I think maybe it was prompted by the Holy Spirit for me to share. So I'm 100% in. I am a absolutely bold faith believer, and when you dig into me, you're going to see that everywhere. And when you do that, first of all, it's a two-way relationship, right, with God. It is an intimate relationship that I have with him and one he has with me. And what's wonderful about that, and if we are also humans that have intimate relationships with others, is we get to know each other. And so we get to know how to communicate with each other. We get to know how to influence each other. And that is the Father that I serve. And as an example, when he told me to write this book, Tell Them of My Greatness, and there's a big story with that, but I kind of dragged my feet. I was publishing everyone else's books as my excuse. And then finally I put it together, gave myself a deadline of last September. I published it, and I knew that he wanted me to do a national book tour. So fine, but here's what he did. Here's how the hand of God works in my life and who I am. So as I was putting together the book, the national tour, and wondering one day, what store do I want to go to and all that, finally he also kind of said, just do it, because I was just delaying. But here's what he did. Then he puts me in touch with a gal that's part of the United States Christian Chamber of Commerce, which I'm part of the leadership there. And before we know it, we start talking, and God downloads to both of us that it isn't just about Liza Marie Garcia's book author signing in Barnes & Noble in Phoenix. It's about the Phoenix Christian Chamber of Commerce holding their meeting in the Barnes & Noble store during my book event. Not my idea. Who would have that idea? And that's what we're doing. A month and a half ago, I was in Minnesota. We had over 40 people at the Minnesota Christian Chamber of Commerce. We sold out of all the books, which is what Barnes & Noble wants to see from faith-based professionals, that we buy books. And we're doing it again in Texas and again. So I'm all in. And the last thing I'll say, those of you that are believers and know, Jesus is coming soon, and we've got to be ready, and we've got to be professing our faith and to the King of the Most High. And I'm very favored because of his love. Thanks for asking.
Thank you so much. We appreciate that tremendously. It's interesting. So John, thank you so much for your question. It's interesting that Macy started a podcast a couple of years ago called Wild of Flagler County, and the first person she interviewed was a pastor. So it was interesting that happened. So anyway, Krista has a question. So you want to address Krista's question as well. So Krista, join us here. And again,
Thank you.
if you want to introduce yourself, because I know you did not get a chance to introduce yourself before.
Well, real quick, that I'm a ghostwriter, so I may know authors who'd want to participate in this. I'm also a beginner skier who just happens to be blind, so I share my own inspirational story alongside my practical tips on writing and branding when I'm presenting to rooms. My question for you is about the anthology, how you foster community. So, and kind of what makes you unique among anthology providers. So I know, for example, you did mention already your developmental editor. Sounds like a great experience. Is that person actually speaking to authors, or is it only through the email? I mean, I'm sorry, through the Basecamp, you said. And also about the events. Are they perhaps unique? That would be a selling point.
Thank you for asking. And I'm just smiling when you said, is the communication only? Because, I'm not old school. I think I'm realistic. We should be able to communicate with each other in every means possible. And there's I have 2 Gen Z daughters, and, I understand we have different backgrounds and perspectives, but yes, the answer is, our editors. So we have 3 levels of editing, right? So you would be part of that developmental content editor. You're our golden editor types, because that talent is very unique. And then we have copy editing, and then we have format editing. But each one of those editors, there's a primary that is assigned to the book. So the answer is yes, the editor is on Zoom. Is this a true statement? Yeah, none of the editors that are a part of the 20 Voices are local. So all Zoom. But the best thing that really is a part of these collab books is the network. And like you were talking about, the author, we come on and we are on a collective Zoom, right? And then we introduce ourselves just like this, right? And so then we hear, oh, you're a coach in the health space. I'm a coach in the food space. Let's connect. And as we also read each other's stories, then we get to know that fellow co-authors, know each other more. And it just grows from that. I mean, you're with the journey of, in this instance, 19 other people going through the same journey of the book project, which is a long relationship. 5 months is our average, 9 months that you're on regular calls, regular communications. You see other people's rendered headshots. You see other that we put in the book. So there's a lot of history there and a lot of, collaboration. And then as far as the uniqueness, I was going to throw a cover in the chat, but part of what you get, what you're offered as part of being a collab author is not just the virtual book release that we're all a part of, and not just video short live stream interviews. I just had one 2 days ago. We just got on live stream again with my network with my network. We cut it up in video shorts to talk about the book. So there's extra content for you to publish, but not just that. I offer every single co-author that's a part of our collab books. If they want an author event in a retail bookstore, Books A Million, Barnes and Noble, you name it, in your area, I'll make it happen. Why not? It's another time that we could do, and I've had a couple of them take advantage of it, and more so say they want to do one, even Orlando, and I was right there, and then they didn't make it priority. Exactly. I mean, why not? It benefits us all. So that's part of it as well. Yeah.
So
you
must have books. So you have some sort of connection then with some of because I know some of the bookstores do have local events with book signings, but I never knew how to actually get an event. So that's something that you help with?
Well, first of all, you cannot be a self-published author and get into retail of any kind. So
no, I just mean holding an event, like a local store might allow an author to hold an event.
Yeah, no, absolutely. We've so Barnes and Noble, of course. I mean, I don't know how many we've done over the years, probably somewhere over 30 in 10 years all across the nation, but also in other retailers. And, I've knocked on many doors, told them who we are, told them, showed them what we've done. And they're like, great, bring in dollars.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you'd be able to set it up for someone wherever they happen to live?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a really key thing, I think, for many people, that if they have a local presence and they want a local event, I think that's a big deal. And does that also mean that the people would be able to buy the book at the bookstore, or is it just an event? No, they're still both good. I'm just wondering.
Well, with me, it's always about being able to have the books being sold. In fact, when we provide promotion for our clients, I don't even let them, so to speak, go on any media bookings unless they at least have a pre-sale link for their book. It doesn't make any sense to me to have eyes on you that you can't be gaining a client or selling your book or selling your product. So absolutely, The events include, and sometimes pre-sales on these events. That's what we're doing for my book event in Dallas. We have 35 books that were coming into the store, will already be pre-sold before we're there. And so they, of course, love us.
That's great. That is very unique. Thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome. Thank you for asking.
Krista, that was excellent. Man, we got some really good, connected, engaged people here, and I love that. So pretty soon we'll be going into breakout rooms, and people will have opportunity to connect with each other as well. But before we do that, I do want to mention that July 31st is the last date for our scholarship challenge for young adults. And let me just show the screen here so people understand what I'm talking about. Give me a second. So the contest ends July 31st. What exactly it is? They're watching about 5-10 minute videos, which are not a long videos, not really long, and easy to digest in a format that people can understand. One of the reasons is, like, my son is 18, my daughter is 22, and in just last couple of months, my son got 2 credit card offers in the mail, not about how to invest money, but how to get in debt, right? But luckily enough, I knew some of these things early enough. I didn't know about for myself, but at least I knew about my children. So my son at 18 has over 20,000 in his Roth IRA. My daughter has over 70,000 in her Roth IRA. So it's like these are the numbers which most people at their age won't have, but because we taught them early, they were able to do that. And the scholarship challenge is very simple. People watch those videos, they give us a final 5-minute summary, and one person will win $1,000 in like first place winner will be 1,000. And also we have what you call the Passion Conference Atlanta, which some of you may be aware of. So one person will win that conference as well. The other part I want to mention is that people have been submitting their feedback. So this is Jasmine Riley. She's the daughter of Terry Riley. So how many of you know Terry Riley in our group, right? So Terry Riley watched some of the videos, and here is what she said from the lesson 5. From this lesson, I really benefited from learning more about Roth IRAs and how they can be a valuable tool for building long-term wealth. Before this lesson, investing felt like something that required a lot of money and advanced knowledge. But I learned that starting small and being consistent can still make a significant difference over time. The discussion about compound interest stood out to me because it showed how time can allow even small contributions to grow. As I begin my career, I want to continue increasing my financial knowledge so I can make informed decisions about investing and preparing for my future. This lesson changed the way I think about investing by showing me that the goal is not to get rich quickly, but to create financial opportunities and security over time. The reason I bring that up is, who do you know is in the age bracket 18 to 25 who should join this challenge before July 31st? And if you need the link, so Macy can put the link in the chat. Well, I have the link here, so let me just put the link in the chat for the Bakshi Scholarship Challenge. And if you know people or you have a community where you can share this information, we would love to have more people learn about it so that more people are making the right decisions early in life. Like even today, I talked to a lady. She wants to, her son is now working for her. He's 16. It's like, excited about, contributing to the IRAs and stuff like that. So let's help children start thinking about the future. And if you know parents who need that communication, please let us know that as well. So good. So what we will do is Macy will give the breakout room. And because we are talking about books, so we will have 3 people in each room, roughly about 5 minutes each. And if you have a book already, which a lot of you have, you should brag about your book. Tell people about it. So you have 5 minutes to brag about your book. And if you don't have a book yet, you can talk about what your book next product could look like, right? So we want to be able to do that. So I'll turn it over to Macy for creating the breakout room and giving people the opportunity to network with each other.
Sounds good. Scott always, do you want to stop recording? And I know Scott always takes a minute to get into the breakout room. Papa?